Okay. Hi, all, and welcome back to YashaHime. So, we're on season 2, episode 10, which is Battle of the New Moon Part 1. So, based on the trailer for this episode, we're gonna get a couple of treats. One, old crew coming back as it's a flashback. It's definitely a flashback, but it's old crew. Inuyasha, Kagome, Sango, Moroku, with Hachi right at their side. Don't know about Shippo yet. And number 2, we're gonna get not just human Towa, but human Setsuna as well. And it still looks like they're separated though. In the last couple episodes, they were separated to handle basically 2 different missions. Well, actually, Setsuna had a mission with the Demon Slayers, and Towa was forced to be left behind because they found out she'd be more like a liability. If I mean, it was pretty much explained in the last 2 episodes. Excuse me. Also, Moroha was still with Hachi and Takechiyo, trying to help them out. She was basically knocked out pretty quickly in the last episode, just she was about sleeping. So, don't know if she's gonna wake up. I think she's gonna wake up in this episode. Yeah, because I think in the trailer she was awake. Okay, so she'll come back later in this episode. But for now, it looks like we're probably gonna get more story of what's going on in terms of Takechiyo's ex clan. It looks like it's gonna be a flashback regarding the old crew, so we'll find out about that. And we're gonna see human Setsuna. Exciting. All right, enough talk for me. Let's get into it.
で、若君の菊之助の元服ってのが明日なんだな。
元服を終えたら家督を告げるようになるんだぞ。
あの若君、竹千代の弟なんだろ？
そうなんだぞ。だけど、あいつは俺と違って気が小さいから、大家老の間宮の証言の言いなりなんだぞ。
ここらの狸の領民たちもみんな証言にしぶしぶ従っておりますが、年貢の取り立てがきつくてきつくて。
狸なんだから、年貢なんて木の葉とか石ころでいくらでもごまかせるだろう。
狸同士じゃそれは通用しやせんよ。
まったく、なんなんだあの証言と満月狸は。私の爆流波が効かねえなんてありえねえよ。だいたいどんなやつの動きも封じ込められる目ん玉なんて反則だろ。
月が出ている限り、あの塔にはうかつに近づけないんだぞ。
つまり夜中の間は手も足も出ねえってことじゃねえか。
いえいえ、今夜は月は出ませんよ。
あ？
ゆうべがつごもりの月でしたから今夜は朔です。間違いありません。
ああ、朔。おっし
So cute. Alright, so Moroha is awake that early. Okay, that's good though. Early in the episode.
決戦の朔前編。
Battle of the New Moon, Part 1.
父様の髪の毛が。
先ほどからトワ様の妖力が弱く感じていましたが、朔のせいでしたか。
そうか、今夜は朔。刹那は無事だろうか。
どういうことでしょう。
これまでの刹那は胡蝶に夢を奪われていたから、朔の夜になっても妖力がなくなることはなかったんだ。でも今は
つまり今頃はトワ様のように人間になっているということです。
こんな時に刹那のそばにいてあげられないなんて。
So it is because of the dream butterfly.
父様。
Alright, I'll talk about that later, but somebody else had mentioned in the comments regarding
同
that.
じ思いでおりました。
守れなかった。大将の死は四魂の玉の予言で聞いていたのに、私は守りに行かなかった。
このままでは
What?
トワ様が姉さんと同じ道を。
Wait, what? That's why she was upset?
なんだこの匂いは。良きか。雪獣ども、この道を何者が通ったのか教えろ。 娘がこんなお口に現れたその
これが雪入道ですか。
被害に遭ってるのはこの村だけじゃねえ。近隣の村の衆も困ってるだよ。
そうですか。
お、その着物は？
今夜は冷えますけ。上のお嬢ちゃんに重ね着させてやるだよ。
寒い。揚力がなくなるとこんなにも寒さが身にしみるのか。
Her
なんと
hair.
いう心持ちだ。トワは昨の夜いつもこんな不安を抱いていたのか。
嬢ちゃん、今夜は冷えるけ。これ
Her
を
hair
着
is
な
so
せ。
long.
上物だで。ここによくお泊まりになる公家様が銭の代わりに置いていくんだよ。
ありがとう。お借りします。キララ、
Aw.
雪の妖怪が来る。もう私のことを嗅ぎつけられたか。
せつな、どうした？
心配かけてすまぬ。とても眠くて仕方がない。だが今眠ってしまうわけにはいかぬ。そこでたっての願いがある。
今宵は月がないゆえ、星たちの輝きが一層美しくあらしゃいますな。
私はこの昨の夜が嫌いでしてね。
それはいかな理由で？
さして深いわけはない。
はあ。
夜行町。
She reminds me of Kagura that way.
ゼロ殿、虹色真珠をその瞳に戻せば、さらなる揚力を振るうこともできましょう。何故それをなさらないのです？
これらの真珠にはくだらぬ記憶が巻いて輝きを増していくのだ。故にそれを取り入れるのはここぞの時だけ。ただこの銀色真珠が見てきた記憶は大変に興味深い。
Which was
刹
that?
那には琥珀さんたちが一緒にいる。
I mean, which memory?
信じよう。今はそれしかできない。
Because it's
トワ
that
様と
was
妹の
Towa's
セツナ
pearl.
さんが生まれた夜は確か月食の夜でした。
リクって私たちが生まれた日のことまで知っているの？
おいらって人に若く見られるんですよ。ちなみに200年ほど前、犬の大将が死んだ日も月食だったんです。
いろいろ知ってるんだね、リクは。
まあ
それは当然ですわ。リクは世界中を飛び回っていた父上と同じ記憶を持っているのですから。
どういうこと？
ご存知ありませんでしたか？リクは父上の切り落とされた角だったんです。
そうなんだ。
いやそのことはいずれオイラから順を追って話そうと思っていたんです。
そうでしたの。ごめんなさい。
Oh,
だ
it
か
was
ら
so
自
cute.
分のことをまがいものの類とか打ち捨てられたものとかって言ったんだ。
オイラのことお嫌いになったでしょうね。
なんで？私前にも同じこと言った。リクはリクなんだって。気にすることなんか何もないんだって。
トワ様、あなたってお方は涙が溢れると目の傷に染みて。
大丈夫リク。
お笑いにならないでくださいよ、お嬢様。
I like this trio.
そいつはヤオってもんですよ。
I officially like this trio now.
今宵の私
Oh,
は
her hair is
策のせい
gorgeous.
でまるで使い物にならないであろう。であるのに私を追ってあやかしやもののけが襲ってくる。
ここにももののけが。
私のためにお頭をはじめ退治屋の衆に多大な迷惑をかけてしまうことがこの上なく心苦しい。せめてもの償いに私なりの対抗策をしたためている。この策を使うも使わないもお任せする。
そうか。
とてつもなく眠い。眠れぬことがこんなに辛いことだと思わなかった。
セスナの様子は？
書き上げたから寝ると言っていました。
書いた？何を？
今夜これから現れるあやかしやもののけたちの対処法だそうです。
なるほど。これを考案し数国でまとめ上げるとは大したものだ。
She's adorable.
なんだぞこれは。ハンググライダーっていうもんだよ。あっちの世界で見たテレビっていうやつの中で怪盗ってのが乗っていたんだ。
さすがはカゴメ様のご息女、いろんなことをご存知なんですな。
でもだけどなんだぞ。マミアナ証言にまともに立ち向かったら天地返しを食らって歯が立たないんだぞ。これだったらもう諦めて屍屋に帰った方がマシなんだぞ。
途中で諦めてたまるかよ。八右衛門さん、親父やおふくろたちはよく満月狸を封印することができたね。
カゴメ様の霊力は尋常じゃありませんでしたからね。
おふくろの霊力？満月狸を退治したのは親父じゃなかったのか？
犬夜叉の旦那がやったのは証言の方です。
おお、確かそんな話だったかな。
カゴメと犬夜叉はどんな風に証言たちをやっつけたのか聞きたいんだぞ。
よーがす、お話しいたしやしょう。
Ooh, that was pretty dramatic.
あれは十数年前のことです。あっしも祖父の代から続く真見平家の次席家老だったんですが、ついつい若い頃に弥勒の旦那の誘いに乗っちまってからというもの、すっかり放浪癖が板についちゃいましてね。ですから真見平家の派閥争いとかにはからきし興味がなかったんです。その夜は先代のご当主がお亡くなりになって葬儀をしていたんですが、たまたま満月だったもんで。
よいやさー。それ
What are they doing?
高ぶった気持ちを抑えきれないタヌキたちは宴会を始めてしまいました。その時マミアナ将軍が立ち上がって城の一門に宣言したんです。
これより真見平家はこの真見穴将軍が一切を取り仕切る。これまで以上の年貢を取り立てることにする。
お待ちなされ将軍殿。
向かう者は皆こうなるぞ。
お待ちなさい。正体を表しましたね。真見穴将軍。
なんだ。何者だ貴様たちは。
我らは阿波の八右衛門狸とその愉快な仲間たちです。
さーてとっとと片付けるぜ。
飛来骨
風の傷。おのれよくも我が顔に許さんぞ。
それにしてもあの満月のタヌキ容器が凄まじいわ。
ですよね。やっぱり帰りましょう。
しっかりしなさいハチ。私たちがついています。
こいつはなんとも。
ハチ、心を奪われてはなりません。臆さず惑わず
胆力で弾き返すのです。
Look at Sango.
奉仕様も修行の成果が現れてきたみたいだね。
当然です、サンゴ。お前がここにいるというのに、我が心に迷いなどあろうはずがありません。
のろけてる？
声だけだろ。
たわいもない。
さすがです旦那。
私がいなかったら絶対幻惑に引っかかっていたね。
観念覚悟なさい。怨霊退散。
やるな。
I'm actually proud of Moroku, man.
でかい方が逃げた。
ハチ、カゴメ様を頼む。カゴメ様、ハチを使ってください。
わかった。
風穴さえあれば、あの満月狸の封印を頼みます。
任せて。
すみません。あの満月タヌキは我ら化けタヌキの守り神でして浄化されちゃうと。
分かってるって。安心して。行くわよ。封印の矢。
いけません、カゴメ様。
え？
あの光を浴びると身動きできなくなります。
じゃあ真上垂直に上がって。
真上ですか？
八右衛門さん、反転180度。
よーそろー。
いっけ
That was cool.
いや、このままでは封印は不十分だ。
無事か、カゴメ。
私は大丈夫。マミアナ証言は？残念だけど逃げられちゃった。
せっかくあいつの妖術を返すことができたのですがね。
ぬり覚えておれ。
その後、弥勒の旦那とカゴメ様のお力で厳重に満月タヌキを封印したんでございます。
なるほど、そうだったのかだぞ。
何にしてもマミアナ証言から弓矢と矢筒を取り返さないと話になんないよ。ちょっと待て、親父たちは証言の妖術をどうやって弾き返したんだ？
そいつは足も見てませんからなんとも。やっぱり本人に聞くしかねえんですかね。
親父もおふくろも死んだんじゃねえのかよ。
いや、だから見たわけじゃ。
弥勒法師か退治道具屋のサンゴに聞けばいいんだぞ。
そんな簡単に聞けるのか？
高丸に頼めばいいんだぞ。
ああ、なるほど。ひょっほーい、絶景絶景。頼んだぞ高丸。八右衛門さん、それでさっきの話の続き。
ああ、そうでしたね。あのままカゴメ様の封印が続いていればよかったんですが、ある夜大しけの嵐がこの島を襲ってきましてね。マミアナ証言が満月タヌキを解放して一気にマミダイラ家を牛耳ったんでございやす。しかも証言は正当なるお世継ぎである竹千代様を亡き者にしようと呪いをかけてきたのです。
なんとか呪詛は払い落としました。
この城に竹千代様をお守りする者は私以外にはもう。
そうですか。カゴメ様も犬夜叉もいなくなってしまった今、満月狸を封印する手立ては、このままではこの島にいる限り若君は長生きできそうもありませんな。
どうすれば？
私がしかるべきところに預けてきましょう。
という いきさつだったのです。
それで俺は弥勒法師に連れられて屍屋の十兵衛さんの元で身を隠していたんだぞ。
そうだったのか。
いい調子いい調子。よーし、満月狸の塔の目ん玉は閉じてる。まずはマミヤの証言から私の弓矢を取り漏らすぜ。
That's funny.
この宿だな。殺生丸の娘がいるのは。
They sound cute, but they look terrible.
リオン、下がって。トワ様、今夜のあなた様は残生剣、休養君を使えません。ここは彼にお任せいたしましょう。
それを言うならリクだって。
素敵ですよ、リク。
すごい。動きに一切の無駄がない。
ざっとこんなもんです。これは姉さんが放っている。まずい、リオンお嬢様、トワ様を。
これは
トワ様、
リオン離れて。
どうやらトワ様は姉さんに連れ去られてしまったようです。
おば上様に。
ここはゼロ。
揚力のないお前なら我が幻術にもかかりやすい。
なんとも変わった娘御よの。この瞳に宿る悲しみは一様のものではない。
悲嘆の心、苦渋の涙。七星殿、存分に楽しまれるがよかろう。
I swear these episodes get shorter and shorter. Minutes are
今夜
shorter.
は朔。私が初めて経験する朔の夜。とは常世の虫に気をつけろ。モロハ、将軍の天地返しに対抗するには竹千代の協力が必要だ。次回、汎用の夜叉姫、決戦の策後編。翡翠、
Setsuna.
あとは頼んだぞ。
Okay, so alas, poor Shippo lovers, there was no Shippo at all in this episode. I can only guess that the reason Shippo has not shown up at all, even with these flashbacks, because technically the flashbacks all take place after they defeated Naraku, which is why Naraku doesn't have a swim tail anymore. So I'm gonna guess that Shippo probably went back with the other fox demons to continue that training. There was an episode about that where it was, I mean, it seemed like a filler episode, but back in the original series, where he was doing like tests or quizzes with the fox demons in order to graduate something. Like I said, it takes years for them to complete those. So I'm guessing that he's doing that probably. I'm like, that's my only reason as to why he hasn't been with them since Naraku's defeat, apparently. Or at least since the last episode of the original series. But anyway, alright, enough Shippo. Okay, so Setsuna human is gorgeous. My goodness, but why is her hair so long? Like, what? Like, that's longer than Shoshomaru's hair. Like, that's crazy. I mean, it's gorgeous. Like, she looks gorgeous in her as a human. But I'm just saying, like, I figured her hair might grow a little longer like how Towa's does, but not that long. So I'm guessing, like, that must be inherited from her father's side. Whereas, even though she's human, it's got to be inherited from her father's side for her hair to be that long. Whereas Towa gets, I guess, her hair from her mom's side. So, I mean, it's kind of weird because they're both the same hair color, which is Rin's hair color. So, I mean, that's the only reason I can explain the long length of the hair. So yeah, apparently, now, in the last video that I made with the previous episode, there was a comment there from, the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. Thank you, guys. Anyway, but so they commented that because I was like speculating what was the reason as to Setsuna suddenly becoming human for the first time, and apparently not ever realizing it yet. So on the comments from Godzilla, they said that it could be because of the dream butterfly, which I never even thought about. I never considered that it could be the dream butterfly was blocking her from becoming human. But apparently that's what Towa just confirmed, and apparently they already knew that was gonna happen. That was the reason why Setsuna never became human during the new moon or any type of cycle. It's because the dream butterfly was blocking it, even though, which I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, it makes sense if that's the reason. I just can't understand why. Like, the dream butterfly, as far as I know, doesn't suspend Setsuna's time, does it? Because, I mean, Setsuna was able to grow. Like, she's had it ever since she was a child, and she was still able to grow to a teenager. So, you know, like, why would the dream butterfly affect her cycle at all? But, I mean, I guess it did. And the series, you know, at least Toa mentioned it, so, and it's apparently confirmed. So, thank you. Thank you very much, Godzilla. You have officially, like, your theory was correct, and thank you, because like I said, I never even thought of that. Like, I was trying to come up with like reasons as to why, because like they said back in season 1, the first time that Toa became human, she said it never happened to her before, and they were speculating maybe the reason why is because she's now in the feudal era, whereas before she used to be in her present time. And that theory does, I mean, still, that theory does not make sense to me, because it's just time travel, right? It's literally, they're not from two different worlds or two different dimensions. It's supposed to be just time travel, right? Like, it's literally, she's just from 500 years in the future. So what is it in the future that would prevent her from becoming human during the new moon? So that's why I thought it might have been like a maturity type thing instead, that maybe she just happened to reach the mature level, or, you know, like, in terms of demon maturity level, where the cycle would start working. Like, maybe it didn't work as a kid, because, I mean, as far as I know, I've never actually seen a child half demon that had the cycle. Like, Shiori, she was already older than Setsuna, when Setsuna was at her village, when we saw her with her cycle. It didn't happen in the original series when she was a child. And I don't know if it ever happened to Inuyasha. Like, he never really specified what age he was when it first started with him. It's just, you know, it would just happen. And he was already teenager by demon standards, almost an adult by human standards by then. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's still like that one still doesn't make sense to me. The whole, like, oh, the reason that she didn't do it is because of that. So does that mean when she goes back to the present time, which I'm still kind of wondering about that, like, if is she gonna go back permanent there, and then is Setsuna gonna stay permanent in the feudal era? Like, yeah, I'm still wondering. Like, I'm wondering how the series will end, with that, but I'm hoping that's not the case. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, when she goes back, though, because I'm pretty sure at some point she's gonna go back. Is her cycle going to, like, not go anymore, or not work anymore? Like, she's not gonna be human anymore during the new moon? Like, that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense to me at all. But the dream butterfly thing, I never considered that, and thank you for pointing that out. And apparently that was true. They confirmed it in this episode. That's awesome. I mean, what else could the dream butterfly have suppressed, I wonder, in that case? Or what else could it have affected then? Besides her ability to sleep, and now apparently her cycle to become human on the new moon. Which is awesome, because now that means they both share the same cycle now. Still wondering about Moroha's cycle, though. Or if Moroha even has one, because she's a quarter demon. Still wondering about that, though. Alright, now, Nanohoshi, I think it's the name. That was the person that was standing next to Zero. So apparently he has this galaxy that swallows, like, the sorrow of his victims, whether demon or human. Like, it takes their tears and their sorrow, and it eats them before he kills them. Or at least that's the price that he takes if he's willing to grant wishes to people, because apparently he can grant wishes. Don't know to what extent. So I thought Zero might have attacked him or something, or killed him to steal his ability, but apparently, I don't know, maybe she brainwashed him instead, because he's now at her side and working with her. I mean, unless she did the same thing to him that, you know, she did to whoever, basically, you know, tie them together with a string of fates, and could technically mind control them, I guess, because she did kind of do that with Towa. Even though Towa was kind of like zombie-like, but she was able to question what she was doing. Not really to stop herself, but it was like her body was moving without her permission, and she was aware of that, but at the same time, her mind might have been like foggy. So, I mean, this guy seemed like he was well aware, and seemed like he was just generally, an acquaintance. No idea. So, and now apparently Towa is trapped with them. Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's because, when he asked about the pearls, why she hasn't absorbed them, and she mentioned that it's because they're tainted by memories. She was holding the silver pearl, and she said that while she's not a fan of the memories, basically, that are within the pearls, one memory intrigued her or interested her, and that's what she used to bring Towa. So I'm wondering if the memory was that, new moon, they become human, and or at least Towa at the time becomes human, and she took that to her advantage. So now she has Towa, unfortunately. Hopefully Riku and Rion can get to her in time, because who knows what Zero's planning, and unfortunately Towa is pretty helpless at the moment. Like, she can't use her swords, like any of her swords now, while she's human. And then now apparently there's this snow demon, which I didn't even know the demon slayers went to another village, I guess in the same area where they are in the north, to help with another demon problem, and apparently this demon is after Setsuna. And she is unfortunately human and very, very sleepy. Poor thing. And yeah, so aside from all that though, seeing Inuyasha, Kagome, Sango, and Moroku with Hachi at their side fighting was awesome. I'm like, it seems so short though, but that was awesome just to see them. Like, to see the Tetsaiga and the wind scar, awesome. And Kagome, my goodness, like her sealing arrow. Now that was awesome. That was beautiful. Like, and it seemed like something similar to Moroha's, one of Moroha's attacks when she uses her arrows. She has one where the arrows seem to like rain, like they'll split up and rain down to form multiple attacks. That looked like what Kagome did when she did her sealing arrow. So I'm wondering if she inherited that, even though she's never actually seen her mom. She's never seen her mom's spirit power before, because I mean she was an infant, when she was separated from her parents. So like, it's awesome how much Moroha acts like her father, how much spirit power she has, and like training that she has with arrows and stuff like that from her mother, but yet she didn't get any of that stuff from her parents. Like, it's so awesome though. Like, she was raised by the wolf demon tribe, but she doesn't really act like a wolf demon, like, it's so awesome. Like, I love that about her. Like, she literally shows she is the daughter of Kagome and Inuyasha, even though she was not with them. So that's really cool. But I'm still waiting for more development from her. That's just my own personal pet peeve right there. But yeah, I love that, and how we got more into Takechiyo. So yeah, Takechiyo, so apparently his younger brother was kind of like forced on the throne because apparently he's very timid, so he was just easily intimidated by the shogun. And so yeah, he holds no animosity towards his younger brother apparently, which is good though. I mean, because it seemed like, his younger brother misses Takechiyo, and the shogun was like, don't mention him at all. And I'm like, that's terrible. I'm like, the freaking shogun. I'm like, let Moroha kick his ass, And the full demon raccoon dog. So apparently it's just like a spirit, but it used to be a guardian spirit. So I guess the shogun like corrupted it or something, because Hachi had mentioned that in the flashback that he didn't want Kagome to destroy it because it was they viewed it as a guardian spirit. So that's why Kagome did her sealing arrow. So yeah, I want to see if when this battle ends, what's going to happen to the full moon raccoon dog. Is it going to simply be sealed again? Is it going to be destroyed, or is it going to go back to being the guardian of the clan? And is Takechiyo going to go back to going to be the leader of the clan? Alright, well, now, trailer though for the next episode. I love the fact that it was Setsuna that was that was narrating it. So basically, it's not like how she's like narrating events per se, but like how she's saying, like it's more like she's talking to herself, saying, you know, that she's thinking about Moroha, and she's saying, you know, Moroha needs to work together with Takechiyo, and that Towa is in trouble, and that she's hoping that Towa will be okay. But you know, like basically she's like talking to herself, so it's not quite a narration of the next episode. It's more like a like just her talking to herself, or not like, you know, others talking about, oh, you know, what's going on with this and that. So I mean, I actually did like it. It's a little different, but I liked it. And how it showed like a scene of Sesshomaru in front of Rin. So we finally get to see, we haven't seen Rin in a while, so awesome. Or Sesshomaru for that matter. We haven't seen him in a while. And yeah, now with the, I guess like for now, the area where she is going to be red, which red indicates like, you know, that she's basically in danger, because now she's not technically sealed. Like she's sealed within the tree still, but she's not in a suspended animation anymore. Like she's now, because now the scales can spread it, which makes me wonder, are they going to show like if it's spreaded any further than 2 scales since the Shomaru decided to do it? Because let's see. I mean, it looks like in the tree it takes years though, because Rin had gotten the first scale when the twins were born, like basically almost the same night, or you know, a couple nights after. That's when she got the first scale, and that was the night that Zero appeared before her, and then she was sealed in the tree that very night. It took a while for the second scale to appear, where Jocken had noticed it, because that was when the tree Kikyo, basically, when she appeared before him and told him that she needs to be constantly asleep, her time needs to be stopped, and basically to take the dream butterfly, the chrysalis of it, to someone who is close to Rin, and then that person's dreams will go to Rin to keep Rin asleep, and that would stop her time. So during that time, there's been no more than 2 scales. I don't think the 2 scales ever disappeared. I think they kind of like just blended in, because then the scene had changed. So I don't think it's spreaded more than 2 scales. But now that this dream butterfly is destroyed, I'm wondering if it's 2 scales or maybe even 3 scales, or if it went further than that. Which, I mean, if it took years, like they were about 4, so it took what, about 4 years for 1 scale to appear. So I mean, if 1 scale appears every 4 years and there's tiny little scales, I mean, as long as she's in the tree. So I mean, if she's not in the tree, I'm wondering it would have spread it much faster, I'm guessing. So I mean, that's not bad, I guess, per se. Because I mean, it's just 4 years by the time this time period of the series, if it wasn't for the dream butterfly, she would have had about 5 scales in total. I mean, just based on that math, if she stayed in the tree without the dream butterfly, she would have had 5 scales. So, I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. Like, it doesn't seem like such a measure to... I mean, unless the second scale appearing while she's in the tree was a hint that the tree suspended animation wasn't working, and maybe it doesn't take 4 years for 1 scale to appear. Like maybe they didn't expect the scale to appear at all. Like that's actually something I was questioning too about that, because like the dream butterfly seemed like something drastic for just 1 scale appearing after 4 years, and okay, maybe they realized the effect was wearing off or something of the tree, or somehow the tree's power was weakening compared to the scale's curse. So I don't know, but alright, I'm just rambling. Sorry. I always do this. I have like a lot of speculation regarding the YashaHime series. There's just so many questions on it. Alright, let me stop though. But anyway, so let me know what you guys thought of this. Dislike the video. Feel free to subscribe or follow me on my Twitter. I'll have a link down in the description below. And please feel free to comment, feel free to correct me on it, or give me your own theories as well. I mean, I'm really happy to this one person for mentioning the dream butterfly. I had something I never considered as to the reason why Setsuna had never become human previously during the new moon. So I mean, thank you, you were correct, and I never even suspected that. So if you guys got any other ideas, theories, whatever, feel free to let me know, feel free to drop a line. All right, well, have a good night, bye.